Hi, this is Nico, and this is a rough tutorial of the game Puti. Um, it's a cooperative game, but I'm going to be playing the solo version. So, Puti is a game wherein you are stuck in a haunted house that is being haunted by a white lady. And the goal of the game is to escape the house by going through these door cards and trying to remove them all from this haunted house deck. And the way to and the only one so in the story of this game, um, the previous tenants of the house, they were all murdered, and the only one who was able to escape the house was a little boy, and he did so by writing down a series of clues on how to escape this haunted house. So these are the doors of the house, and you have to go through them in a specific order in order to escape. So on the back of the house are the symbols that the little kid drew. So each card will have shapes and numbers. So for example, this is a three squares and this is two triangles. So there's circles and um, squares and so this is the normal mode. So in the normal mode, there's only triangles, squares, and circles. But with the hard mode, you add these sticks, or you can use these. These are also sticks. These are a alternate art. So okay. Also in the house are four cards which represent the white lady. So you should not open these cards. These cards resemble dead ends, and it's always bad to open those cards. So how do you go through these cards? You will be using these action cards later on in order to mark them with these. So while you're stuck in the haunted house, you have these crayons. So these are crayons which you can use to mark the doors in order to remember what is behind each of the doors. So I will show you how it works, but first I'm going to set up the game. So to set up the game, I'm going to be putting these crayons inside the sleeves of these cards in order to initially mark them. So just give me a sec. I'm going to set this up. So for the setup, I'm going to put in random crayons here into the cards. But I should not look at them. So I don't know what are behind these cards. So let's see. Mhm. So like here, I don't know what's behind these cards. So I'm gonna put four red, 4 green. So this game needs sleeves, but it comes with sleeves anyways. Needs clear sleeves. Okay. And 4 yellow. Oops. So imagine these as like you're writing down on the door. Oh, but some of the doors already have marks from the start of the game. Okay, then shuffle this. So just tug it a bit so the crayons go down and shuffle. So now this is the house deck. So I'm gonna just shuffle it a bit more. And you're not supposed to know what's under, what are the arrangement of the deck and what are the cards under. Oh, and these represent candles. So the group will have three candles. As you use them up to play the game, the white lady gets closer and closer. So there. And if you run out of candles, then game over, you guys lose. Okay, so the game is played over 3 rounds, and in each round there are 3 phases. But for solo, the second phase you don't do. Um, Okay, so the first phase is the action phase. So during the action phase, um, you will get these action cards. They're numbered depending on the number of players. So as you can see, this is for 3. So I'm gonna shuffle this. For solo mode, it's 3. Shuffle this. And I'm going to draw one card and do what it says. So let's see what I'm gonna draw. I'm going to do this 3 times because there's supposed to be 3 players. So the first is this. Draw 3 cards. You may move a crayon from one of those cards to another. Then discard the cards face down. Okay. So I'll draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. So at this point, I can look at what the cards are, and I know that this one has a green mark, this has a red mark, and this has a yellow crayon. And if I were playing a multiplayer game, I cannot show these cards to the other players, but I can describe what they are. So let's see. Okay. All right. So this is bad. Okay, green circle circle. Okay, so what I can do is I can move a crayon from one of those cards to another. Okay, so I will um, okay. So I want to mark this so that I'm sure I won't get this later on. I'm going to move this red crayon here over here. So now I know that the green and red is a card to avoid. Okay. Um, okay, and then this is where the hard. So there's a yellow that is 4 circles, and the 1 circle is not. So this game is kind of a memory game. That's where it's important for it. That's where it helps in being cooperative, because like now I only have one memory, my memory to try to remember everything. Okay, so all right. So now I discard these face down. Okay, next card. So 3 times. Okay, draw 3 cards. You may place a yellow or red crayon in one of those cards. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay. All right. Circle and a yellow. So we know that the 2 yellows are circles, so that's great. Um, okay. Put a red and green. Okay, we don't want that. So I'm going to, since we saw the 4 circle a while ago, I'm gonna try to remember this and put a yellow on this. So yellow. So hopefully we can mark them later. So yeah, you'll understand later. Let me just go through this first. Okay, then this card. Okay, then the last is this. Draw 3 cards. You may return any 2 used crayons to the table, even from cards that you didn't draw. Okay, so let's look at this. Ooh. Okay. Okay, that's bad. Um, okay. So let's return this yellow so that I know so that I don't draw the yellow card later. Okay. So right. So that's the first phase. That's the action phase of round 1. Okay. Now, so that wasn't great. Okay. So I'm going to now get these cards and shuffle them back. If you're playing a multiplayer game, you're going to go through a chant phase wherein you have to say a bunch of circles and a bunch of numbers and circles just to make the memory more confusing. They try to make it harder for you to remember stuff. But for solo, it's already hard enough, so that's not there. Okay, now it's the escape phase. So in the escape phase, I'm going to first take the deck and I'm going to lay them all out on the table. So just lay them all out like that. Hopefully they will fit in the camera. Okay. Okay, let's go. Just lay it all out. This. Okay. And then, just like a memory game, we're going to try to pick cards in turn to reveal them. Now, the goal is we have to try to reveal them so that subsequent cards have a shared characteristic. Either they have the same shape or the same number. And whenever we do this successfully, we remove that card from the deck. Okay, so let's try to remember what we know. This is bad. We know this is the white lady. We know there are 2 white ladies out of the 4 that are also empty. This is the 4 square, and these, we know the yellows, 2 of them are circles and one of them is the 4 circle. So I think I'll start with the yellow. So imagine now this is like you're going through the house and you're opening each door trying to escape, but you might bump into a white lady. So, okay. I will pick this one. Okay, so the first one is always just removed. Okay, so this is a two circle. This is the starting point of the game. So now we have to pick a card which is circles or that has some circles or number two. So this is a four square, so it can't be that. Okay, so let's hopefully pick the right one. Oh, okay, that's good. Okay, so good. So now we're at two squares. That means we can pick this one because this is four squares. Got it. Okay, and then this is This is the four circles. Yes, got it. Okay, so we have a pretty lucky. Okay, so now we don't know what to do. Um, at this point, you can stop the round, move on to the next round, or you can push your luck and draw another card. So let's go with, well, I mean, it's more information. Uh, let's go with this red. Okay, so if it's wrong, you can stop right there. Then we can choose to just stop this round, or we can spend one candle to rummage through the house again and open another card. At this point, I think I'm pretty happy, so I'm not going to spend the card. So we'll return this. So these cards, these have all been removed from the game, so it's pretty good. We got out four cards. But for the next round, we start at four circles. So we have to try to find something that goes with four circles. Okay, so that's the end of round one. Now, we just take these cards, the house deck, and shuffle it again. So you just shuffle that. And then it's round two. Again, we go through the action phase. And so the number of candles you also have are limited. So that's why sometimes it's good to return candles to the board. I'm sorry, candles, crayons to the board. All right. Okay. So now that's shuffled. Let's just cut it. Cut the deck. Okay. And now we go through the action cards again. So you shuffle again all these action cards together. Okay. And